But, we started filming Sanchez, and like this life just completely changed. I mean, it would. We got paid a load of money. I mean, I guess we could have got more, but it doesn't matter because at the time that was a lot of money to us, and we just had a laugh. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? You're young.
I mean, it's an ideal scenario for like a group of lads. And
Oh yeah, I mean, just imagine
getting paid to do what you were going to do anyway.
Yeah, you're getting paid, but to do it more.
Yeah,
and just do it, and that's just all that happened. They just followed us, and the four of us just had a laugh, and they captured everything, and it went out on MTV. And I honestly thought it was just going to be one series, and that was it. But then it went really well, and then we did Jobs for the Boyos. That went really well, and then it was the European invasion, and the film, and everything. It's just, never in my wildest dreams that I ever thought that would happen, but it did, and I really enjoyed it. Really grateful for it as well.
At this point, is it just snowballing and you're just sort of like caught up in the rat race of just going and just enjoying it and haven't really got much time to think about like, oh shit, like there's like something's happening here? Or what was that moment that you sort of like come up for air and you're like, wow, what's going on? Where am I? What am I doing?
Yeah, it's a good question because I always look back.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the enormity of what was going on. Because I was so blasé, I was just going with the flow, and I didn't realize the extent of how big that show was. Because MTV wouldn't tell us either, because they didn't want us to know, because we would ask for more money. They didn't want us to get agents either. That's unheard of now. They didn't want us to get agents. They were trying to do the second contract without agents.
Yeah, that's like, sneaky, that is.
Oh yeah, and then we found out that in the end it went to 400 million people, to 64 countries. And we found out it was in Mexico, because we were doing Jobs for the Boyos, and we went to Phoenix, Arizona, to do the cowboy thing. We had a day off, so let's go over the border into Mexico. We went over into Mexico, and everyone started calling our names. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know we're miles away from? Oh, Pancho, fucking first date, Joyce, come into our bar, free boot. I was like, hey, and we found out that it was one of the biggest shows in Latin America.
Wow.
And I was like, fucking, and they kept that quiet from us.
Yeah.
So we didn't know. So, but it happened in many countries.
That's so dirty, isn't it?
Yeah,
keep you from getting an agent. So of course they own all the rights then to the names and everything because it's their show.
It's their show, yeah.
So you're the obviously the main stars, but they own everything else, is it? And you're just getting the paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, if like I said, looking back, if I would have known, we would have done it all completely differently. But
of course,
that's how.
That's a life.
That's just fucking shit happens every day.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Like you're saying, at the time you didn't care because you were getting paid to do what you wanted to do anyway.
I'm not gutted at all.
Yeah.
It's that's just the way it was. But at the time, it was fucking brilliant. And that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, sure.
Damn right.
So your first Ibiza experience, what age was that, and who was that with?
We'll get back to the pod in just a second, guys. Thank you, Eden, for sponsoring this podcast and making it a reality. Make sure you all hang around to the end because we've got some huge giveaways that you cannot miss. Let's go.
Like I said earlier, I've been racking my brains with all these dates and stuff about Ibiza because obviously this is the whole purpose why I'm here. Yeah. But I always wanted to go to Ibiza. Always wanted to go. But I was always too busy skateboarding, didn't have any time. And then Sanchez happened and I was so busy doing Sanchez stuff. It wasn't on my radar. And then Ibiza Ibiza Rocks used to be many years ago, 2007. I know it's there because I got it tattooed on my hand. They phoned up our agent, and I remember agent phoned up saying, "Oh, you've got a residency in Ibiza Rocks." But I was like, "What? Yes!" I was so excited. I was like, "Yes, finally, I'm going to get to Ibiza. Never been there before." Landed on the island, did a gig, which was amazing, and then I thought, right, done the gig now. Right, where's the rave? And what's happening? It was on a Sunday. So we were in Barham, and then Eden had Judgment Sundays. So somebody said, well, go to Judgment Sundays. So I went there and then was greeted with Big Nick. I don't know if you've heard of Big Nick. Big Nick looked after Judgment Sundays with Judge Jules and all them lot, and he was the gaffer basically, and he said, "Yeah, come in here." So he looked after us for the night, put us up in the VVIP at the top, Judge Jules and all these other DJs, and I was just like, "Wow, man!" And he gave us Big Nick used to give you this little. I used to give you an envelope. Here we are. Have a good time.
Oh,
So I winked at you. I thought, "Oh, what's this?" I thought he'd give me money or something. And I looked in.
oh my God.
You could put two and two together. I was like,
Yeah.
"Man, I was like, this island, fucking brilliant. This place is."
So they were drinks tokens.
Yeah, there were drinks tokens in there as well. And I was just, I don't know, man. It was that night. I went mental. I remember dancing. Judge Jules on the playing, and I'm standing up on something, and this doorman went to go and grab me down, and Jules, I'll never forget it. Jules was like, no, leave it. I was like, fucking, I'm invincible as well. I'm just going fucking crazy. And that was my first introduction to Ibiza, and I fell in love with the place straight away. And we were back again the following Sunday. I just did the same thing again.
And how old were you then?
Oh, fucking, that's a good question. I don't know. It must have been early, like 29, 30.
Okay, yeah.
And it was...
So what was the gig that you were doing, like your residency in Ibiza Rocks? What was like...
It was just doing a Sanchez show.
Yeah.
So we were...
just coming up on stage.
You're going on stage, and I remember, because I used to do a Stellar Enema. We used to put the thing, but because we were in Ibiza, we thought, let's do something a little bit different. So let's do a cocktail. So I was having all kinds of shorts put up my backside through a funnel.
Nice.
And then rather than just, we'd get a cocktail glass and I'd shake, because my ass was the cocktail shaker. And then I shit it into the cocktail glass, and Joycey would drink it.
Oh,
gosh.
And there was, some of the
Should we mix up a cocktail quickly?
No, I haven't done that for years.
He's brought one with him already.
Yeah.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah, let me get my garden hose out. But the look on people's faces and stuff. Wow. But that's what we did week in, week out. And then as soon as that finished, then I couldn't wait to get into Judgment. And I become really good friends with all that Judgment lot. You know, and we got a Plastic, Dermot and Andy. Like, there was Pucker Up, Plastic, and there was Big Nick, Jules, Vicky Devine, all them lot. It was just wicked people, man. Always looked, every time I went to the island, always looked after us.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I actually met my missus in Pucker Up Bar. My missus I'm still with today.
No way.
13 and a half years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ibiza love story as well.
Well, she was off her head on a chair, on a stool doing sit-ups. And I was like, oh, she looks like a right laugh. And I was off my bean as well. And went having that was it.
What was she doing out there then?
She just partying.
Just partying.
Yeah. She used to go there every year as well. And we just, every summer, we'd go to Ibiza. And I don't know, if ever I had, back in the day, as soon as I had any spare time, I'd just get a flight to Ibiza and just go.
Yeah. There's just something about that island, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Takes over you.
I couldn't go there anymore.
So what year is this then? We're talking that you go out there for your first residency.
2007.
2007.
Yeah, 2007. So that's the first time.
And then you start going out every year.
When we did the film, because the same people who did the film did It's All Gone Pete Tong.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
So they, because when we got called to do the film, that was their next project, was the Sanchez movie. And I said, I want to go to, but where's the best places to go in Ibiza? Because all I knew was Judgment Sunday. And one of the women who was over there, she knew all the club owners for obvious reasons, because they were out there filming. And so she was kind enough, I can't remember her name, she sorted out like a week's party for me. So like this night you'll go here, this night you'll go there,
Yeah.
and we're going with the boys, and we stayed at Jet Apartments in Bora Bora, and it was what a fucking place that was. I love Jet and Bora Bora. I absolutely love Bora Bora. Gutted it's gone.
Yeah.
Had some really good times there. But we went out there with the boys, and every night we were going to a different club, and that was sort of when I really got to witness more of the island, more different clubs, and
You start seeing what it's really about.
Yeah.
but I've always had a bad experience in space.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone loves space. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I love space, but I always end up going there after clubbing or whatever, God knows what time. And
Yeah.
I'm always
It's too far into the night.
my fault basically. It's not space. It's my fault. And I remember I had to do a runner once because I just lost my marbles.
Oh,
And
really?
I thought every time I come to this place, something goes wrong.
Was it probably like fourth or fifth night in every time you're out there?
Pretty
So
much, yeah. But
everything's-
there's one place I was DC10. Never went to DC10
Oh, really?
because it was Judgment on the Friday, and then DC10 was on the Monday, and then never got round to going there. But I've heard it's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a special place.
There's no VIP, is it? It's just
There is now. There's,
Oh, there is now,
It's
is it?
all out the side. Yeah, everything's sort of gone that way now.
Is
You
it?
pay 200 quid for a ticket to go to the guest list, and it's probably even busier in guest list these days, that in VIP than it
No
is
way.
in the actual club.
because I thought it was just just go in,
That's what it
water
always
and all,
was,
just sweat
yeah.
off, dance your
Yeah.
pants off, and just
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I've had some sweaty nights in
Yeah.
there. But I mean, I can say that for pretty much every place out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You're just sweaty the whole time.
It's just a fucking sweat fest. That's what we love. So how long was it that you were out there then? Because obviously you started Sleep When You're Dead, the brand, when you were out there with the boat party, right?
Yeah, that was 2012 and 2013. I think 2011, because I'd made quite a few friends on the island then. Because ever since 2007, I was there every year. So I met quite a few people out there, and I was friends with one of the DJs, Lee John, and used to DJ for Judgment Sundays, and they had a boat party. And he said, "Oh, let's go. I'm DJing on this boat party. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, go on in." You're up for anything when you're out there. And it was me. What a laugh it was. And Elko and all them who run the boats. I just absolutely loved it. I remember being on the boat, and I'm like, I'd love to do something like this. Where'd you start, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I sort of put the feelers out. It was one of the guys, Simon, and my mate Doily. They went out to Ibiza, sort of did some recce stuff, and we managed 2011 managed to get our first boat party, and oh man, what a fucking laugh that
I can
was!
only imagine.
It was because the plan was right. We go for pre-drinks. I think it was at Buckaroos. Is it down the bay? It was,
It'll probably be called something.
It was with Susie Pritchard, I think it was. I can't see, my mind's a bit all over the place, but I know we had a pre-party in plastic for some of them as well.
Yeah.
And we'd all have a few drinks in there, and it was fancy dress if you wanted to wear it. It was just no always bad, just do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Just have it, just as long as you had a laugh. And then we'd go. That was it. We were down Kanya. We used to everyone would meet at Kanya, have drinks there. I'd have bought a boom box, and for Kanya is away from where the boats go. So
Kenya? I don't know
it's
Kenya.
down by
Where's that?
Sunset Strip
Yeah,
thing by
yeah,
Buddha,
yeah.
Golden Buddha.
Ah, okay.
And everyone would have to get oiled up, and then I'd put the boombox on. We'd all follow me down to the boats, and we'll go on the boat then. And it was just the sunset boat party. We just went out, and everyone just get wrecked.
Absolutely.
I know I had Lee John DJ. Lee John would tell everyone what the plan was. I had Sam Dungate. I've had Majestic DJ on him, Mickey Slim, all those kind of people. And it was just flat out, no always bad, just going for
Just
it.
carnage.
Yeah, just carnage. Yeah. It was such good times.
Yeah, I remember
And
when-
then you come in then, and I was just fucked,
Yeah.
like just knackered.
And then that's when you went to
Going
space.
Yeah. But
Oh, it's all
think the
starting to make
deal-
sense now.
the ticket had a club after. And sometimes I didn't even make it to the club because I was just so screwed. But I was like 40. I was 40 years old then.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, it was just like the 2012, I'd fly back and forth to do them, and then 2013 was my first season, and I was 40 or 41 years old.
Huh.
So I mean, who does a fucking season of that? And and I'm trying to catch up with everyone else, and I'm just like, oh man, this is fucking hard work.
Yeah.
But it was great, man.
How was that then? How was your first season out there? Because obviously you're very accustomed to the island. You've been going there for what, 10 years by that point?
Yeah, quite well. 2007, 8, 9, 10, about 5 years.
5 years. So you're quite accustomed to the island. How was it different going out there and living there? Being caught in that chaos?
We lived in those flats by Ocean. Because I remember going to Ocean for the opening
Yeah.
stuff. Ocean back then was no holds barred. I mean, you can't, because when things get popular, you've got to.
Yeah.
But that was always good fun, having Ocean just on your doorstep. Just walk out your door straight in the Ocean. But what was the question again?
What was that like going from, like, obviously just like that's your holiday destination where you go away getting fucked up, to like having to transition to doing the full season? Did anything change, or you just kept the same mentality?
Well, I did say to myself that I'd chill out on the party, because you can't just go full. You got stuff to do, and not just that. Like for that, when I did the season, I took my bike out there and stuff, because I meant to be doing Ironman Wales in September when I got home. So I thought I'll do my training out here as well.
That's ambitious.
That didn't really.
Season.
I'll be honest, that didn't really happen. I did go for a few bike rides. It's weird, man, getting up early in the morning to go for a bike ride, going past San Antonio and stuff, and just seeing everyone absolutely off their beans.
Yeah.
And you're on a bike, and you like it. But it was just amazing exploring, going on the bike ride that time of the morning, exploring the island and seeing not just San Ann or Bora Bora. It was going to see the insight in the middle of the Ibiza. And it was just amazing.
It's stunning out there, isn't it? And you're sort of excluded from it when you're just going out there to party.
Yeah, you just see 4 walls or just the usual shit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember going out there for the first time, because I've been going like every year religiously, and then going out with Soph for the first time, and just started seeing like, oh wait, there's schools here.
Yeah.
There's like nice restaurants. You can get a decent steak here. Yeah, it was really strange. Got a car and we're driving around to all the nice beaches, and we're like, oh my god, this is stunning. Like, it's a completely different side to the island. And I come back, and I was telling the family, and my mum was like, yeah, like we used to go out there when like all of us were a lot younger. We used to go out there on family holidays, and it really like opens up the eyes. Like, it's got like the most beautiful beaches in the world. It's got like some of the best restaurants, some of the best foods. Like, it's just unbelievable wherever you go. But I had literally just been going out and just destroying myself.
But that's
every
the thing,
time.
though. Most people, they either go to San Ann or Bossa or both, and they literally don't go out.
Yeah.
So when you go to the north of the island and stuff, it's just, I mean, it doesn't have to be any part of the island. Is just stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone always slates, not everyone, but a lot of people slate San Ann. And normally the Bossa crowd, because they think they're cooler than everyone.
Yeah, that's
Look, San Ann is amazing. I've had some of my best times in San Antonio, and met some of the best people. But the island is just, it's ace, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what you were saying. It's like where you met all your close friends now in like sort of like the skate scene around Cardiff. It's the same out there, because I feel like everybody's coming for like a similar thing. So everybody's aligned, just as they would have been with the skateboarding. Everybody's got that sort of like shared vision or shared goal, or what, like sort of everybody's aligned and like in sync with each other. And I found exactly the same thing when you go out there. Everybody's gone out there, especially all the workers, all the people that are trying to make something of themselves out there, the DJs and all this kind of thing. I feel like everybody's got this shared passion or drive to do something. So it's so easy to click, and everyone you meet seems to be like the coolest person ever. Like, just seem to be, yes, as I said, so aligned with everyone.
I mean, everyone's going there to do one thing, and that's the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're all there to do that one thing. You listen to some good music, have a party, and
Yeah,
just that,
yeah.
and have a laugh, and that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything less anymore. You're just going to get an absolutely amazing time.
So,
I mean, there's so my best time on the island for absolutely getting screwed, and just I went with my mate Alex Simmons, and I always say this. He always says it as well. It's most probably the best 2 weeks on the island we ever had. I had my boombox, I had my cowboy hat, my budgie smugglers, my cowboy boots. I used to walk up and down I'd just walk anywhere with this music just blasting. Just I think, what? And we just didn't give a shit. And we were there for 2 weeks, and we went fucking flat out. We didn't really eat. We had ulcers all inside our mouths. We looked dreadful. And I was still gigging at the time. And Matt from Club 18 to 30, he was always nice enough to sort me out a hotel room and stuff in Club 18 to 30. So we were staying there, and the two of us get absolutely wrecked. And after quite a few days, I had to fly back home to do a gig and then come straight back. As soon as the gig finished, fly straight back in. Yeah. Now, I left Alex Simmons at the bar at Club 80 to 30, and I said, right, I've got to go. I'll see you in the morning. Right, okay, no worries. And I flew back in, and I walked straight into the bar. He's in the same place.
No way.
And I went, and he was in a mess. And I went, you haven't moved, have you? And he went, no. I was like, what? I said, you sat here all this time. You're going, yeah. You said, you joining me or what? I said, yeah, of course I am.
Yeah.
So we went to the raid in Ibiza Rocks when it was in the hotel, the new place. We went to a Radio 1 thing or something, and Zane Lowe and all them were DJing. So we're partying with them, and then went from there back to that was it. There was a boat party on a catamaran at 7 o'clock in the morning, leaving at 7 o'clock. He still hadn't been to bed. So he was like proper suffering. And I said, come on, let's go on this boat. And he's like, yeah, all right. I'm like, we're going to be stuck out there, mind. You're not going to, there's no like, I'm suffering, I get home. Oh yeah, be all right. So we went on that boat, and that was an amazing boat party. I've still got footage from it somewhere. I have got footage. And he's, the catamaran, you've got like the netting.
Yeah.
He's just there in his own world. And I'm I just look at him going, oh my God. And we came back in like midday. And then eventually we went to bed. But that was a good time. But again, you just, when you're on that mission, I couldn't do that now. But when you're on that mission, you just don't, you just don't eat, do you? Yeah, and my Ibiza meal was always spaghetti bolognese, because I always found it easy to eat.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you had to eat
slurp
something. Slurp it up.
Yeah. Minimize that chewing as much as possible.
Doing
that up the night before.
I remember seeing him. He was just suffering, man. He could barely get the spaghetti bolognese in his mouth. I'm like, anyway. Good times.
So when was it then? Because obviously we know that you've obviously had a massive transition in your life, which has led to some of like your greatest achievements, from like Dirty Sanchez to Dirty Vegan. What was the wake up call for you, or what was the realization that you had that made you obviously start focusing on your more healthy side?
I mean, I was burning the candle at both ends because I started my fitness journey about 2010, something like that. My first Ironman was 2011. But that's another thing, because Simmons did the Ironman with me, the first in 2011. And remember, the two of us went to Judgment Sundays raving in our triathlon suits. Yeah. And again, with the boombox, we were up in the VVIP. Remember VVIP, Eddie Hallowell and all them lot, and playing fucking Bohemian Rhapsody, and the whole room was singing it. And oh, it was just amazing. Anyway, sorry, I'm just sidetracked then, so that just came into my head.
good.
But yeah, I was sort of kidding myself. I was burning the candle at both ends. Every time I did some kind of training, I'd always justify it by saying, "Oh, I've done the training. Let's go out partying."
Yeah.
But slowly but surely, as I started getting older, I don't know when the dates were or anything, but just started slowing down. I guess you do when you just get older, don't you? You can't do what you used to be able to do back in the day.
Start fatigue and one's got to go.
Yeah. October the 6th, 2022 is when I stopped drinking completely.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So there wasn't really one point where you were like, right, before that you decided, right, that's enough. I've had enough of the partying. So it was just a progressive sort of, right, I'm getting older now. So you
just slow down. And
yeah.
I think when I started doing the dirty vegan stuff, I was kidding myself. You sort of say, oh, I'll keep it for special occasions and stuff.
Yeah.
But then those special occasions just end up,
Turn into week-long occasions.
Yeah. Well, not week, but I wouldn't go that far. You'd go. It's the classic. I can't go out and just have a pint. You have, with me, and I'm guessing the same with many people. Who does go out for a pint?
Yeah.
No, you
exactly.
don't. Yeah. I go for a pint, 2 pints, 3 pints, and then once you have 3, 4,
Your phone
what
starts
else comes next, and then when that comes in, then 3 days later you're coming home.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So how much then did the cardio that you're getting from all of your clubbing and your raving play into your triathlon training?
I wasn't that much of a dancer. I mean, yeah, I know I wasn't that much. I do used to dance stuff, but no, I was too much of a. People take biscuits, right? Disco biscuits, and every time I took a disco biscuit, I couldn't dance. I would just sit in a chair dribbling. Honestly, I was terrible when it comes to that. I couldn't. I never understood that. I just sit there on my own in my own little world.
Just go into yourself.
Or if I did dance, it's just look like an idiot on the dance floor. Looks like an idiot who needed a bit of help. But
I think we've all been there, to be fair.
Yeah, I remember we were in Eden once because we did. I can't remember the fucking night again. My memory's a bit shit. But Scott, can't remember the second name. He was DJing, big guy, and he said, "Right, let's get inflatable dinghy." And he said, "Are you up for jumping on this dinghy? And we'll get everyone to crowd surf you to the end of the club in Eden. There's footage on YouTube of it, I think, and then get to the end and then come back." And he was calling it a world record at the time. World record.
He knows how to pull those strings.
Yeah. It's world record. I'm like,
okay.
Anyway, I said, yeah, of course I'm up for it. And I just done a massive hooter of a, what, and it was really, really strong, and I was absolutely right off. And then he went, right, we're gonna get, and of course everyone's looking at me going, Jesus.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it now. He can't even see. So I jumped in it, not easily, and then I'm just going across everyone's heads across. Oh man, it was such a laugh, and people were proper, I was just surfing across the crowd in Eden, just laying there in this fucking dinghy. hoping I wouldn't fall out onto the dance floor whilst my jaw was going 10 to the dozen. And then they managed to get me back safe and sound. But yeah, I think it's online somewhere.
Class.
We're
We'll have to
gonna
find
have
that.
to
Yeah, 100% gotta find that.
Yeah, just dig it up. You can put it on.
Yeah.
That's class. So then, obviously, walk us through where you're at with it all now, because obviously you've had to come off the old pop, and you don't fancy going to Ibiza anymore.
Oh, I do fancy going to Ibiza.
Yeah.
I just won't be able to do that kind of
What
stuff.
you used to. Yeah.
But then I'll be quite hard actually going to Ibiza, and then all those memories of past days,
I'd imagine it'd be quite triggering.
which would be good.
Yeah.
But the anxiety, I don't know, man. I haven't done it. I'll have to do it. There's
you
one
haven't
way to
put-
find out. Just do it. Just
That's
go and
it,
see.
yeah.
But the
I was gonna
anxiety and
say,
stuff.
so
of
you
just,
haven't actually put yourself in that scenario.
no, I
yet.
haven't. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you guys on New Year's Eve, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and when I started seeing everyone was getting a bit loose, then
was
it was
it,
just time to go.
Yeah.
Just
for
get out
sure.
there. But
Well, why didn't you come over this year with us? We're usually quite well behaved, to be fair.
what, like you were on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
When I left you boys, I wouldn't call you well behaved. I just thought, oh god.
Oh, you're exposing us.
And I remember getting in the car and everyone was sort of outside the club, and I had a bit of a moment to myself because I was in the, so, everyone's, and I was just in the car driving, and everyone's outside, and I was just like, man, it's New Year's Eve, I'm going home in the
Yeah.
car, and everyone's wrecked.
Yeah.
But times change, I guess. You just get older.
Yeah.
Times
that's
have to
it.
change.
Do you miss it, or is that like the wrong word for it? It's obviously, yeah. I suppose it's probably the wrong word for it. But do you miss it? Do you,
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I absolutely loved it. I do miss it, but I don't miss it.
But you don't want it.
Yeah, I mean, I get these moments where I think about it because they were good. They were good times. They were really, really good times, and I just, you just think about those good times, but you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then you think of how I'm going to feel
Yeah. That's it.
for a week.
That's enough to put you off then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because you think wicked, and then you think of the reality of that behavior would set me back a week, and I can't just chuck weeks out the window these days because I've got too much on my plate.
I
So.
think that's what it is, isn't it? It's like prioritizing. It's really easy to take the quick win and have a good night, but then what are you going to lose from just having that good night?
Yeah.
And that's what we identified this season out there was like we had so much on. If we were just to go party, because like our work is to be in the clubs every night, like, well, not every night, but a lot. So you need to have that self-control, and you need to be able to say no, I'm not. But luckily, like, I enjoy the music, so I can go to pretty much any event and I can enjoy myself there. I've usually got something to do, something to focus on. So whether that's getting content or whether it's recording or whatever that is, I have that distraction in my mind to like keep me sort of clean or free or happy in that scenario. But yeah, obviously the temptation is always there, isn't it? It's always
Still have our moments.
yeah. We still let loose.
I think you just got to remind yourself that I've been there, I've done it, I had a really good time,
Yeah,
and you just got to leave it at that.
leave it
You
there.
just you just can't do that stuff anymore
Yeah,
because it's just. What's the point trying to chase something which you had, because it's never going to be the same.
yeah.
That's
It was
fair point,
it was good times, and that'd be that.
On that note, I would love to know a little bit more about where you were at with Sanchez Get High, because that's where you were going around and like joining sort of like tribes and experiencing their like medicine, that kind of thing. Like, so like introduced to different kinds of cultures. I was thinking about this, and I think that show was maybe just like 5 years too early. I think that if you went and did that now, it would be huge. It's center of topic for a lot of people. Like, there is like this global awakening. Sorry. There is like this global awakening happening right now where it comes to like health, fitness, well-being, or spirituality, whatever that is to whoever's listening. But I think that show would be a banger. I'm sure it was good back in the day, but I'm sure right now that would be an absolute banger.
Yeah, that was my favorite show I ever filmed as well.
Yeah, I bet.
I absolutely loved it. I mean, getting the opportunities to go to places you never know. You wouldn't go on holiday to go with these tribes and stuff. So to go off the beaten track.
For the people listening, just give them a brief of what that was.
Sanchez Get High there was me and Dink, and we'd go and try legal highs. Well, when you say legal highs, they're medicine for these tribal people, and we'd go to different places in the world and take different kinds of. And there was ayahuasca, there was mushrooms, there was betel nut. God knows what else. I can't remember, but that's what it was made up of, really. And they are, they are medicine. They especially things like ayahuasca and mushrooms and stuff. And I've done it, not ayahuasca, but I've done mushroom ceremony since. And like you said, I don't think anyone understood them as medicines back then, apart from the tribal people. But now people do.
Yeah.
So, but it was just ace. I mean, doing the ayahuasca was. I'm glad But the thing is, I did the ayahuasca, but it wasn't done properly. Because as soon as MTV got their footage, it was like I was absolutely off my bean, holding on, because I said, go and get the shaman. And she was like, 4 days. I'm like, what? I can't be like this for 4 days. And then MTV, the director and stuff came in and said, right, we have to go to Rio. I said, what? Rio? 6 hours away, 6 hours drive. I said, I'm absolutely off my bean, yeah. I'm not going anywhere. He went, well, we have to. We've got a flight. We've got to get to Copacabana for the next thing. And I was like, oh, dude, man. And then they put me in a minibus. So my ayahuasca trip was seen through a minibus bloody window. on the way to Rio.
Put you on the stretcher in there.
Oh, honestly, it was just. And then I woke up because we got to the hotel, and I remember waking up and Dayton had a dried piranha, and I put my legs in the air, and he put the dried piranha's teeth on my gooch, and cut my gooch open. So I was just coming. I was just coming around from an ayahuasca trip, and then I had a cut gooch, and there was blood everywhere. And then I had to jump on a plane to Copacabana. And then we did the mushroom. Then we did the mushrooms. Then with that mushroom trip was just amazing. The setting was just the best. It was in the hills in Mexico, like a building up in the mountains. There was no windows or anything. It was just all open, the roof. And she was just an amazing lady. And she presented us with these mushrooms. It was raining outside, and it was you couldn't have asked for a better setting. Yeah. And the sound of rain, and we took the Fresh of the Gods, and just went, and because I remember Ibiza is part of this as well, because I got a bit of a cocaine habit from over the years. And when we did this, she said, is there anything you'd like to address to the medicine? And I said, yeah, I'd like to address my cocaine habit to the medicine. She went, okay, no worries. I'll do my best to try and help you with that. So I did the mushrooms. Me and Dave sat there, unreal, and forgot about it. And then when we got back home, I went to Ibiza, and I did a line of cocaine, puked everywhere.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I did another one, puked everywhere. God. I was like, what? I couldn't keep it down. I was like, oh my God, that woman.
Wow.
And I was like, no. And then that spun me out. And I went, hang on a minute. Yeah. And there's no word of a lie. This is exactly what. But of course, dickhead here goes, all right, I'm going to beat it. So I just kept doing it until I like a dick. But that's, it's just, that freaked me out.
Yeah,
it's mad.
Well, like I've always looked at all those kind of things, all drugs as tools. So if you take them in the right setting, they can be great for you. Like, let's take ketamine. Ketamine is mostly used in nightclubs or on a sofa somewhere, which is probably abuse of the substance. Which is definitely abuse of the substance, but it's widely used in hospitals, and it's becoming far, far more common practice in hospitals instead of what do they use? Anesthesia. Like anesthesia and stuff like that. So if you use it in the right setting, then it can be a tool, and it can be a great tool. It's obviously human nature just to abuse these things, and then I think that it holds more true when it comes to the more spiritual sense and these medicines. If you go into it with an intention, like kick my drug problems or fix this relationship, then it's going to be one of the most powerful tools out there that, at your disposal.
Well, the ayahuasca actually, I think there's like 95% success rate that it cures people with heroin addiction.
Yeah.
And a lot of people with heroin
Didn't know
addiction go to do ayahuasca,
Yeah.
and they come back and they're cured.
So it's like
So, you know,
PTSD,
there's loads of
anxiety,
stuff, man.
all of it. Which is why I love that show, and I just think that you were just literally just like a little bit too.
I mean,
early.
I'd love to go and do another one, but yeah, I'm really interested in all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway. I mean, back then when we did it, like they, you know, although they were saying the medicine, but again, I was just a bit more dafter then.
Yeah, of course.
To me, it was yeah, let's go wrecked.
Yeah.
But then until you look back and you realize, no, it was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, especially when, you know, after they took the mushrooms to address my cocaine
yeah.
habit, and then I'm puking up.
You
and
witnessed
well,
it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but then I suppose it's also part of
unless it was
being a
just
tool.
shit coke and it was just.
yeah.
And it was just like, oh, well, do you know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
Shit coke. No, I'm going to prove
And
it.
there
I'm
was
going to prove it.
yeah,
I gotta
it's
get
like,
to the bottom
no,
of it.
you're not gonna beat me.
But yeah, I mean, perhaps that's a spin-off then. Perhaps that's another thing is to come into it with a
I mean,
mature mind.
I mean, I've done it over here anyway,
Yeah.
and not for TV. I've just done it for myself.
Yeah.
But at our place, I mean, Iboga, I did in Salisbury in 2022 as well. That was heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd do that again.
No, it's meant to be pretty powerful, that shit, hey? But
Yeah, I
like
think
trippy, more like confusion, isn't it?
Well, like all the others are outward.
Yeah.
This is inward. I don't think it did me any favors looking back.
No.
It was just it was a bit of a weird one. But we started up at 7 on a Friday morning, and I got to bed. I got to sleep at about 12:30 on a Monday morning.
Whoa.
Just flat out.
God.
Wow, that's intense.
It was heavy. 'Cause the first half is the dark stuff and the music in the background. 'Cause there's like 12 people there. There's 4 of us. There's 12 people.
Okay.
And there's all this, the music's dark. And what's going on in your head? There's like files opening and stuff that you haven't seen for years. And whoa.
Yeah.
And then the second part of it is you go through, you come see the light.
You're working.
And then
through it.
there's a woman with an amazing voice. She's singing, and it's just beautiful. It's rough, and then it's
That
beautiful.
transition,
Yes,
yeah.
that's transition. Yeah, and then halfway through, you leave the house to go to this tree, and you ground yourself. And I said, we're going to go to the tree now. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
fucking fucked.
Yeah.
But then they were like, oh, you have to. Oh, and that was hard work. But anyway, I did it, and it was a lot of purging. It was pretty heavy. But yeah.
What was your favorite trip then from the Sanchez Get High? In
Well-
both the sense, places that you went and trip on the medicine.
I'd say ayahuasca. It would have been better if I could have stayed there,
Yeah, if you could actually
finish
embrace
the
it.
whole thing, and do. But then the mushrooms with the lady was, cause it was just everything about it was just amazing.
What did that teach you? Obviously, that was kicking your cocaine habit. Then the mushrooms, was it?
Yeah, but it was more than just that. It was just beautiful.
Yeah,
I can't explain it in words, but just the whole setting, the whole, just everything about it really was really
Yeah.
nice. I mean,
That's the
we did beetle nut and stuff in the Philippines. That was just, that's like a speedy kind of thing.
beetle nut.
Beetle nut, yeah.
Never heard of it.
It's like it's a plant, and you put lime in it, not like lime as in the fruit lime. It's like powdered lime.
Right,
You
okay.
stick it in, you wrap it in with this leaf, you chew it, you stick it in your thing, and it cuts. That lime cuts your gums and then lets the stuff go into it. So it's like a natural speed. but then you're not meant to swallow it, and it creates like a red saliva. So the whole town, or this little town in the mountains, the whole street's just red.
Covered with it.
It's just red. The whole you can't see anything but red because from people over the years
Wow.
just spitting out. Just
Wow.
yeah. And then
Everyone just off
then
their
we
nut
did
and
when we were off Red on Beetlenut, we did a thing with the tribes up there where they got. I wouldn't do it now, but they got chickens and they cut the chicken's head off and for getting the blood out of it. And we had to down. It was hanging.
Oh,
We
Jesus.
had to down the chicken's blood
Ooh.
and all this kind of stuff. And then they had these rickety wooden bikes that they made themselves, and they have a thing once a year. They race these bikes down the hill. There's no brakes or anything on it. Super, super gnarly. They're like Flintstone bikes.
Yeah.
Like, Wilma! So me and Dave were on these bikes just screaming down this hill off our heads on Beetlenut. It
God.
was just... And we did in Cambodia, we did the snake's heart. So I guess it's like what they do, they strangle the snake and put the fear into him, so the adrenaline goes. Oh, I guess it's like adrenochrome, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, but with a snake, and then the adrenaline goes into the heart and into the blood, and then
Take that.
they cut the heart out, and I was hanging. I couldn't swallow the heart's still beating. So you stick a heart in your gob, and then you down it with the snake's blood. I was hanging.
Oh, mate.
God.
It was the
Broken out.
worst, man.
You can keep that one.
I was going, and it was beating on my tongue, and I'm like, I can't get it down. But yeah.
So do you recommend that one?
No,
I mean, if you say it's bad, it's like pretty damn bad.
I mean, I wouldn't do that now.
This guy's making fucking cocktails in his asshole. And he's put off by that.
And it was horrible as well. It's just like a thing on the side of a road. It's just like
Oh God.
things full of snakes and it stunk. It was,
Wow. You
Yeah.
can keep that one, pal.
it's rough.
Right then, so I suppose actually whilst we're on the topic of best highs for Sanchez Get High, let's try and revisit your best moment in Ibiza. It doesn't have to be drug related, just what's like when you think Ibiza, what's that one place that your mind goes to?
Oh, what? There's so many places. It was in Eden, in that side room. What's the names of the DJs? I always forget the names of the DJs. Anyway, it was the best night still to this day that I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was the music and everything just worked. And it was just, I didn't want it to finish. Did not want it to stop. Dancing, but I wasn't looking like I needed an ambulance. I was actually dancing. I could not stop dancing. I was with my brother, and it was like we didn't leave the dance floor. And when it stopped, it was like, no. I just did not want. I don't know if you've had one of those nights, but
Yeah.
it was just the best.
Yeah.
And I if I could go back, I'd love to go back to that.
Just live that.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what the DJs were. Fuck. They're big names, but then there was another DJ on. There's another DJ on before him, some woman, and the music she was playing was just unbelievable. The whole night was just. Oh.
So what's your go-to music then?
Hard dance.
You like it,
Eddie Halliwell, Lisa Lashes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hard dance, hard trance. If it's bonkers, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I can't do any of this. The little fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
If you're going in, go in.
You want to go hard.
Fucking right, let's go.
Yeah.
Fucking banging.
Get me in the cesspit.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so when you're out in Ibiza, obviously you're getting to know a lot of the DJs. You're getting to know, like, obviously people are taking care of you, looking after you out there. Who is someone that stands out to you as like your best sort of like accomplice who you would take out to Ibiza with you?
Who I take out to Ibiza
Yeah.
with me?
Yeah, like
Alex-
who have you had like the best time out in Ibiza with?
Alex Simmons.
Yeah.
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 From the
Every
from
time.
the 2 week bender.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I've had great times with many people out in Ibiza, but yeah, Alex Simmons.
He just knows.
He's just as daft as me.
I was going to say, did he match your level? Is that what?
Oh
it was?
yeah, two of us like Tweedledum and Tweedledee, just fucking egging each other on, and we just every time we go there, we just had and like I said, that 2 weeks was just the best 2 weeks ever.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But as for people on the island, some of the best people I've met on the island, most probably, there are many, but that's a Big Nick.
Big Nick.
Yeah, Judgment Sundays. What
Yeah.
a dude he was. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, he died, but he was a good egg. Really good egg.
Looked
And he
after.
proper looked after. Well, he proper looked after me. Proper looked after many people.
Yeah. Yeah. Class.
Like I said, those envelopes were very enjoyable.
No snake hearts in them though.
He had his chair in Eden upstairs in the VVIP. This proper like king's chair, and that was his chair. And if you sat on it, get out of my chair. Oh yeah, but it was so not everyone knew. Do not sit in Big Nick's chair. And he'd sit there, and he'd look after the DJs, he'd do his stuff, make sure everybody in the room was looked after,
Class.
and everyone had their stuff. Oh, it was amazing,
Good.
brilliant.
So if you could go back to the start of obviously when you were younger, going into the carnage, is there any advice that you would give your younger self?
What for Ibiza?
Well, yeah, in terms of everything, just
Going
just
back.
your life.
Just going back. What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh God, that's a good question. Oh, I don't know.
You can take your time.
Yeah, it's just be careful of certain people, because not everyone has nice intentions at heart, or your intentions at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want something from you. Yeah, just that really.
Yeah.
Be careful of others. Try and read the room a little bit better than what you did.
Yeah. What makes you say that?
Because I have really bad trust issues now with people for many reasons, which I won't get into. But like anyone, I guess, when you get to my age, your mind is slightly scarred
Yeah.
from like anyone really.
Yeah.
We're all the same. When you're younger, it's brilliant, isn't it? 'Cause you haven't nothing. Your brain's not scarred. You don't give a shit. It's like
Yeah,
yay as you go through life.
More
Experiences, life experiences and stuff. But that's cool. You live and you learn. So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's
yeah.
it.
and that's the whole point of life, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So be careful what you're giving out, because obviously sometimes you can give too much, especially when you're caught up in the everyday.
Yeah, just watch people, because not everyone has your best interest at heart.
I think it comes with success as well. Obviously, you were very successful, so people probably tried to.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, they don't want to know you. They want to see what they can get from off the back of you.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, I'm not moaning. I'm not
Yeah.
crying or playing a violin or anything. That's just how it is.
No, that's just your advice to your younger
That's-
self.
and that's just my
think-
advice to many all the youngsters
I
out
think
there as
that's,
well.
I think
Yeah.
that's solid advice.
I think that's
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
I think that's super powerful. I mean, everybody gets caught up, and I think everybody can sort of look back at that one person that took advantage of them or left them for the shit, put them in difficult positions. So yeah, no, I think that's super important to hear. So do you think, looking back at that younger self, you've transported back and you're 15 years old and you say, right, listen, you need to be careful of who you're letting in and what you're giving to people. Do you think that 15-year-old Matt would take that advice?
No. He just, because he was a daft bastard. He wouldn't listen. And I think that's why I didn't listen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I just went, oh no, it's all right.
Yeah, I
And
know best.
then, yeah, I know best.
Yeah.
But no, he wouldn't.
So it's more.
It's
so-
all right. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. No.
So
Yeah.
you had to make the mistakes for yourself.
I had to make
to
the mis-
learn
to learn,
the
yeah,
lessons.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even still now, I'm 51 next month, and I've still done those same mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever stop.
It's the curse
That's just life, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
the curse of being human, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like we learn stuff, and the thing is as well, we notice it happening around us, and we're still so ignorant to learn from other people's mistakes. We just got to do it ourselves.
Because you always
multiple
think it'll
times.
never happen to you.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of people's weaknesses.
Yeah,
Oh, it won't happen to me.
yeah.
But
But I think it's
Yes.
super important coming from you, because obviously the greater your success, the more chance that you open yourself up to those scenarios. You know, like the more you've got to give in other people's eyes, the more you've got to take.
yeah, and it's great as well because, you know, with that success that I've had over the years, you know, there's a lot of great things that have come from it, and it opened lots of doors, and I've had a lot of nice things off the back of it as well. So
Yeah.
there's pluses and negatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I mean, the game of life is like your network essentially is your net worth, isn't it? So it's sort of
I don't. Google says my net worth is 5 million. Somebody's fucked up somewhere.
unless that mattress is looking pretty puffy. Eh?
Yeah. There's no money under that bad boy. My missus is spent it.
Sounds about right.
So we had guests on our podcast. When was that? Yesterday, actually. And we have basically at the end of every podcast, we ask them a question from the previous guest, which then leads on in a chain. So they have a question.
Who was the last person?
Moore,
Right.
the DJ duo Moore, M-A-U-R.
I've had a night out with them, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, leading on to that,
God
and going back to Ibiza,
Do you remember the night/morning in Ibiza that you partied with? So, who was it?
Dylan.
Yeah, but from S Club.
Oh, yeah, I don't actually know.
Because there was someone from S Club 7 there, but the DJ from Moore was Dylan, and he remembers that you were there carrying round a certain bowl of goodies. And where was it? He said where it was.
Was it in
apartment
a
somewhere.
nightclub or was it?
No,
it
this is in an
at an
afters. So
afters.
Oh, I don't remember. But there's one night where I think it could have been, and it was. I remember being. It was. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get other people
yeah,
into
of
trouble.
course, yeah.
But we were by the pool and we were going for
Yeah.
all the way through the day, and then I think into the night again.
Yeah, I think he said that he come to this afters at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
after another afters. So I think
Right?
that's when
Yeah.
you're still going.
Yeah, I think I know which one. Which one you're on.
The thing that stood out for me was the detail that you were going around with a bowl.
Oh,
What was in
I
the
can't.
bowl?
It was. I think I made a load of soup for everybody.
Oh, no,
definitely.
it was one of those cocktails.
Is that what you said? It was going on with the bowl.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Hugging a ball.
Was I? Let's be honest. If it was in Ibiza, if I'm
Yeah,
walking around
there
with a bowl, we know exactly what was in the bowl, and I most probably was hugging it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't have my face in it.
Yeah.
He must have caught you when you just come up for air.
I think that was the day I got sunburned. I think, and I was with Big Nick, and Big Nick had aloe vera plants, and he put it in food, and he's looking after it with aloe vera. Yeah, good times.
So yeah, that was well, that was kind of the question from the last DJs anyway. So what is your question for the next guest that we have on? Could be about anything.
God. I don't know what to say.
It could be,
Who is your next guest?
yeah, see, that's the thing. We
Oh, you
say.
can't
Can't
say.
tell you,
Can't
yeah.
say.
Oh, then I'd have something to say.
It's probably a DJ.
Probably a DJ.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be tied into that.
No. Share with your world your wildest night out.
Okay.
It's a good
Cool.
one.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that. a
No
lot.
cheating.
Yeah. Right
no
then.
holes barred.
So can't thank you enough for coming down.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
It's been amazing diving deep into your amazing,
My
amazing
face hurts.
history.
My
Yeah.
face actually hurts.
This
Stop
is-
laughing
This
all
has
the
been
time.
one of the funnest podcasts we've done for sure. But of course, it's only right that we roll out the red carpet for you. We know that you had a book out in December, which is the third one, which is obviously right.
Look
by
at that
here.
handsome chap
Look
over
at
there.
this. Do you want me to?
Ta-da.
Yeah, with the pose.
Yeah.
Watch your knee in the camera. No,
I want a picture of this. So what else have you got coming up, and where should the people go find you?
well, the book's out. That came out Christmas time. You can get that on Amazon or at any good bookshops. We've got the Sleeping Your Dead supplements coming out, which you can get them online. swrdsupplements.co.uk. We've got the triathlon and stuff, which is in May. You can go on alornothingevents.com. And of course, we've got the my shop in town. We've got Sleeping Your Dead Tattoo and Barber Shop. So if anyone wants to have a haircut or tattoo, pop in. If you want to get merch, swidtattoo.com. Wow. You had your haircut. So yeah, there's a few bits and bobs. There's other stuff going on, but I can't talk about it yet. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Well,
so-
for when that stuff, you can talk about it. You are more than welcome to come on and talk about it whenever you want.
Wicked.
If there's anything that we can help out, obviously with the socials, you know where we're at. Just drop us a message.
Who knows? I might see you in Ibiza this season.
Yes.
I really think
With a
we should-
lemonade in my hand.
I really think we should do something along those lines.
Christ.
That thing.
Yeah, let's see if I can go into clubs completely sober
Yeah,
and
We'll do it
stay
with-
there all night until closing time.
We'll do it with you.
yeah,
and
for
we'll
sure.
vlog it.
Yeah, we'll.
oh,
we'll-
you
let's get
stay
together.
sober as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could do
yeah,
that.
All right.
I'm up for that. Let's make that happen.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Thank you very much to that camera,
Cheers,
to that
guys.
camera, to that camera. We are out.
You won't believe what Eden are giving one of our lucky followers, and that could be you. So stop scrolling because you don't want to miss this one. As you know, the Ibiza season is fast approaching, and this year is going to be bigger and better than ever. So our friends over at Eden are giving one of you the chance to win a VIP table plus €1,200 spent at the Eden opening, and all you have to do is comment the word podcast in the comments down below and make sure you tag the friends that you want on your table.
And if you like that episode, guys, then please check out this episode right here. I'm sure you'll love that one too. Hit that like and subscribe. I'll see you there.